All right, everybody. First thing we always do is somebody said we're in VA. We're in Norfolk today. We will be in Texas soon. It's just been crazy. Like this week, I landed on Tuesday morning. We've had 2 events each day, back to back, every single day in a different city. Today we're in Norfolk, but as the folks down here would say it, Norfolk, and we're going to have a couple events here today. And then tomorrow morning, I'm flying back to Miami. So if you're in South Florida, I have an event in Coral Gables down there. So we're having a lot of fun getting things going. And then, of course, next week, many of us will be seeing each other in St. Petersburg, Florida, and having a good time there. So, guys, super excited to see you guys today. Just want to make a couple announcements. First and foremost, we are hosting classes and sessions every single day. So we kind of made this. I handle Thursdays. This Thursday at 11 a.m. will always be me and stay me. But last month, we kind of made it a mission that this month we would have different people doing different classes every day. So like Mondays, we're doing role playing. Tuesdays, we got Tuesday tips. Wednesday, there's no agenda. It's kind of mastermind style. Fridays, we have financial wealth being poured out into us. So our mission obviously is to get in front of as many of you as possible and help you out as much as we can. You know, financial wealth, what does it have to do with real estate? Probably nothing, except for the fact that most real estate agents have none, right? And so we brought that in on Fridays, and we made it a point to have you guys have some knowledge to where you could put some of that commission you're earning, because you're learning all this great information, right? The Zoom links are posted inside of our Facebook group. Mike, can you put a link to our Facebook group in there? So I'm going to put a link to the Facebook group. Inside the Facebook group, there's the cover photo. The cover photo has the actual schedule, and it has the link to each day. So it'll be in there. And so it's very easy to access through there. And plus, we're always reminding folks in the group. And if you're not a part of the group, we're in there all the time giving each other, you know, good information, feedback. We're coaching sessions. We're doing as much as we can to develop and help, you know, folks take it to the next level, right? All right. So first thing we do every time we do this. Oh, one other announcement. End of March, March 22nd, 23rd, 24th, I believe it's a 3-day event. It is the Freedom Masterclass. Mike, can you put the link in there for the freedommasterclass.com? And so the Freedom Masterclass is an event that we're hosting in person. It's a 3-day event. It is in South Florida. It is a $750 ticket. And I say that because I don't want you to be surprised when you get to the website. There is a lot of information that's going to be given in those 3 days. It is in person specifically because it's a very heavy hands-on event, right? So it's not something I would feel comfortable doing through Zoom, because through Zoom, I could give you the information, but, you know, in a group of this size on a Zoom, we couldn't really just like get down and dirty on each person's computer. Whereas in person, limited to only 30 people, we're going to be able to sit next to folks, get in front of you, you know, help you out with your information, get on the computer with you, you know, set things up. So that's what we're going to be doing end of March. Check out the tickets if you can make it. We'd love it. Again, this is only limited to 30 people. We've already sold quite a few tickets, so it is going to sell out. But we'll keep you guys posted as that happens. Somebody asked me, hey, Dave, can I do 2 payments? It's $750. Can I go, you know, was it like $375? I said, absolutely yes. So if that's a situation that you would really like, shoot it over, you know, shoot me a message directly, Instagram, Facebook, whatever you want. Find me there, text me, whatever the case is, and I will set it up for you. Mike, can you repost the links again? Because Sky got in a little bit late and she doesn't see the links because they were posted after she got in. So can you post both links again? I appreciate it. All right. First thing we do when we start our freedom sessions is we go right to the chat box. We write the words, it's a freedom day. So go right to the chat box, write it in there, get it up. It's a freedom day. We always do this because we have to get the euphoria going. We got to know why we're here to begin with, right, ladies and gentlemen? So I'm super excited to go through this with you. Today, I decided, last week, you guys talked about, all right, awesome, seeing it. Brian, Karen, thank you. Carlos, awesome. Jim, that's right, buddy. Seeing you. Andrea, great to see you. You know, we're getting it done. And last week, Jen came on here and she helped you guys out. A really like dug into door knocking and things of that nature. And so we talked about that because we feel like right now, with the situation that's going on with everybody's market and everything going on, people are overthinking a very simple situation. And the very simple situation is that we have to develop as many relationships as we can, right? And so in developing those relationships, I coach quite a bit one-on-one, and every single one of my one-on-one students, we're on a primary mission, and I'm going to get you guys on this mission today. And that mission is, how many people can I connect with, right? And so what I want to do is I want to challenge you guys, right? Because look, there's no way for me to track if you're going to do this or not. The only thing that I can bank on is that you send me a text or a message or a DM a couple weeks from now, you go, oh shit, this worked. Like, Dave, thanks, right? And so that's the only way I know you tried it, right? Or you send me a message and you go, hey, Dave, you're full of shit. None of this worked, right? And so what I want to do is I want to challenge you guys to do two things. One, have as many conversations as possible. And two, track your conversations. So we're going to talk about that a little bit today, and we're going to dig in the sales process, or the real estate sales process, right? And with the real estate sales process, we're going to go through each part of the process, and I'm going to give you some pro tips, tips and tricks, things that, and you may agree with me on some of this stuff. You may not agree with me on some of this stuff, but I'm going to tell you why. And I'm going to tell you maybe even some stories on how it's affected our businesses and the businesses of the people that coach with me, right? And so when we talk about the actual process of the sale, the first thing on the process of sale is what? Lead generation, right? Everybody type that in the chat box, right? Because that's really what we're going to dig in that. Type lead generation in the chat box. I want to see it. And so I want you guys to really focus on this. It all begins with lead generation. Lead generation. That's where it begins from. Now, Dave, where do I get lead generation? Where do I go do this? Well, man, there's a plethora of things, right? Last week we talked about door knocking. A couple of weeks ago, we were talking about going hard on social media, the different types of social media, the different types of captions, the way that you can copyright, all this other stuff, right? And by the way, when I reference back and I talk about previous classes and you're going, man, I missed that class, just go to my YouTube. We put them up there every single time. Every class is listed on my YouTube. Okay. So if you miss something, just go to YouTube, watch it. All right. And so we've dug in on so many different things. And over the next couple of weeks, we're going to get super excited because we're going to dig in a little bit on ChatGPT and how that tool can really be a benefit to your business. Okay. And so that's going to be a big piece that I really want to bring to the table. I didn't want to bring it before I truly understood it. And so I went and I paid and I took a 5-day course and I did all that stuff. I'm rewatching and re-listening the course because I want to be able to bring you real value, not the over the top foam on top of the coffee type value, right? I want to bring the coffee, the bean, the everything, the sugar, the creamer, everything. So I want to make sure that I'm giving you exactly what you need. But when we go into lead generation, here's the challenge I'm going to give you. And I've talked to so many people about this, and very few people do it. And I'm hoping that every person right here, right now, does this exercise. And the exercise is simple. Everyone has one of these things right here. It's called the cell phone, right? And in that cell phone, we got this crazy app called Contacts. You don't even have to buy it. It comes with your phone, right? And inside Contacts, we actually put people's names, phone numbers, and emails addresses in these things, right? And so I'm going to create a challenge with you guys. There's an app that you can use to download your contact list. Okay, there's a few apps out there. You can download your whole contact list, put it on a Excel spreadsheet. If you don't want to do that, you just want to go from your phone and just scroll down. But what I want you to do, the real exercise, is to take the entire list, download it into an Excel spreadsheet. Take that Excel spreadsheet and clean it up. Now, this is how you're going to clean it up. You're going to get rid of everyone that is not going to buy a house with you, like Walgreens and CVS and Publix, right? Like those phone numbers, they're just two supermarkets and stores, right? They're not going to buy a house with you, right? So delete those numbers that don't make any sense whatsoever. Now, I know some of you are going to get to Dr. Johnson, my orthopedic surgeon, and you're going to think, oh, it's a doctor's office. I'll delete that. Hell no. You don't delete the doctor's office. They have everything from secretaries to nurses to assistants to junior doctors to full-fledged doctors to surgeons to friends. I mean, dude, this is like, that's a wealth of opportunity right there. And we'll talk about that in a second, right? So I want you to take this list, then I want you to separate some sections. You got an Excel spreadsheet, so you can create tabs on the bottom. One of those tabs is going to be realtors. All of us are in real estate, so we got a ton of realtors in our cell phone, right? So one tab is going to be realtors, and you're going to move everybody that's a realtor into that tab. Then another tab is going to be past clients, and you're going to move everyone that's a past client to that tab. The next tab is going to be sphere of influence, SOI. People that are your number one cheerleaders, people that know you, love you, they will back you up, you know, people that'll throw a punch for you in a bar fight, right? Like that's who we want to look for, right? And so you're going to put those folks in another tab. And then what's going to be left over is that everyone else tab, right? Everyone else. And this is what I want you to do. It's crazy as shit. I'm telling you, I promise you, if you do this, the most time-consuming part of this is what I just told you. And this is, man, I have taught this for years. And everyone that actually does it wins big. But most people stop at Excel spreadsheet. They really do. They don't even get to making the phone calls. The list downloads and they go, there's 400 phone numbers on here. I'm like dizzy just looking at this Excel spreadsheet, right? You got to do it. You got to do it. I don't know how many phone numbers you have in your cell phone, but if you go to the contacts and you go to the very bottom and you just scroll as far down as you can, you'll see I got 4,440 something, 4,469 phone numbers in my phone. When I do this, it's a freaking nightmare. Okay, some of you don't have that many phone numbers in your phone, so it shouldn't, I don't want to hear any complaints. Okay, now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to start from A and work your way to Z on every single one of those tabs. Your fastest methods of communication are going to be two tabs, past clients and sphere of influence. Those are going to be your fastest ways to getting deals in the books right now. Okay, so this is the script. Past client. Hey, how you doing? This is David. Kathy, nice to hear from you. How's everything going? How's the house? Yeah, how's your family? Yeah, how the two kids? Wonderful. Yeah, me, I'm doing great. Family's doing wonderful. Still working hard in my real estate business. Things have changed a little bit in the market, but you know what? Really hasn't affected me that much. Listen, by the way, I don't care if it's affected you tremendously and like you haven't paid your mortgage in 2 months. Really hasn't affected me that much, right? Because you're not going to go to somebody and cry. They're not your therapy appointment. They are a conduit to more business, right? And you're going to say, hey, listen, be honest with them. I wanted to check in with you, but at the same time, I really want you to know that if you're looking to buy and sell real estate, I would love to be the person that you always point to. And they'll say, of course, Diane, no problem. I got you. So forth and so on. Okay, then you're going to teach them. You're going to say, listen, this is what I would love for you to do for me. Every time somebody says the words real and estate together in the same sentence, I want you to tie me together with them on a text message and give me a warm introduction. Just put them together on a text message for me and give me a warm introduction. Don't forward them my contact information because we would never have control on whether or not they can call me. So just tie us together and say, hey, Annie, this is Diane. Diane, meet Annie. Diane's a great real estate agent. Annie's looking to buy 4 houses, right? And so in this warm introduction, now it's on you. It's just like if you got a lead on the internet that came to your website and registered on your website. Yesterday, I heard somebody say if somebody registered on my website, they were looking at property. I was like, yeah, what did they say when you called them? Well, I haven't called them yet. I said, man, you got 30 seconds. You got 30 seconds before that person goes pretty house, hits the back button 2 times, goes back to Google and chooses the next link. Fastest to the lead wins, speed to lead. You guys have all heard it, right? Back to SOI. Now you go to SOI, your sphere of influence. These are people you know already. And you call them up. Hey, Courtney, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Good to hear from you. How's Texas treating you? Amazing. Listen, I should be real with you, Courtney. I need your help. What do you need, Dave? I am here in South Florida. I'm running my real estate business. And I want more business. I want to take my business to the next level. So here's where I need your help. Can you promote me? Do you know anybody looking to buy and sell real estate right now? No, I don't. If I sent you something by text, a picture of me with my information, would you post me on your Facebook and say, hey, everybody, I just want you to know that this is my friend David, and he sells real estate in South Florida, Northern Virginia, and he would be happy to help you out. I vouch for this guy, so forth and so on. Like edify me. Would you do that for me? What do you think he's going to say? No? Somebody you know that loves you and trusts you and likes you, your sphere of influence, your biggest cheerleaders, not going to say no. But you have to guide people. You have to help them understand how they can help you. It's like that old movie, right? Help me help you, right? What am I supposed to do? You know? And so folks, they want to help you naturally and intentionally. They do want to help you. They just don't know how. So this is where we taught people how to tie you together on a text message. And then we're teaching people how they can help you. Put me on your social media, tag me, and say, hey, if you guys ever need a realtor in XYZ city, please reach out to my friend Myra. And that will, listen, if you called 40 people today and 40 people posted that, do you think you would get one person that says, oh man, my cousin's thinking about buying a house down there? You would get one. You would get one. It's a guarantee. You know why it's a guarantee? Because the more conversations you have, the more opportunity for creating business you create. And that's why we went to past clients and sphere of influence first, because they're actually going to pick up your phone call. Does that make sense to y'all? Right? That's more conversations. It's not about how many calls you make. It's about how many conversations, purposeful conversations you actually have. Now, if the phone call goes like this, hey, Rosie, how you doing? Great hearing from you. Yeah, your kids are good. My kids are good. Yeah, I've been working hard. You working hard? All right, cool. You hang up the phone. What happened? There's nothing there. You didn't teach them how they could promote you. They don't know how to help you in your business. They're glad you're doing great, but you didn't ask them for anything. You didn't ask them for business. You didn't ask them to promote you. You didn't ask them to do anything for you. So it has to be a massively intentional and purposeful phone call. If you guys agree, or if you guys are understanding what I'm saying, type in the chat box, agree. Like if you understand what I'm saying, type in the chat box, agree. I want to see that you guys are really with me right now. Karen, thank you. Meech, thank you. Enrico, thank you. Good seeing you, sir. Carlos, thank you. Right? Now, here's the crazy part. Here's the crazy part. If you are going to do this week, over the weekend, if you're going to put your list together over the weekend so you can start making calls next week, type yes in the chat box. See, because now, if you say yes, you're just telling everybody on this Zoom and live on social media that you're going to do this. Like you just told the world, right? So I'm holding you guys accountable. Look, I'm going to raise this up. Hold on a second. I gotta see these names real quick because I'm gonna call you out. Okay, I'm gonna call you out. Let's go. Let's see. 100%. I see Robert, Diane, Awilda, Sky, Karen, Bolden, Courtney, Sky, Carlos, Brian, Kathy, Myra. Let's see. Enrico, Diane, Terry, Alexis, Demetrius, Diane, Tim, Awilda, Kurt. Look, Kurt says, I'm setting up my Chime account. That's awesome. Set up your Chime account. That stuff's great. Don't let that stop you from doing what I'm telling you to do right now. Because there's an additional step to this, right? We could take this to the next level. We could say, put every into your CRM, right? But I didn't say that. And I didn't say that because right now, I just want you to put more deals on the plate. Right now, I want you to focus on what's important. So and Kurt, I don't know if you're doing it different or whatever the case is, there's nothing against you. But what happens is people are always trying to put all the pieces in place before they start anything. right? So it's kind of like, yes, I'm going to do this, but before I do this, I need to get my time in order. I need to make sure I have my drip campaign set up. I need to make sure that I have it. No, don't worry about that. Now, here's an additional part to the script, right? You're going to have names and phone numbers for pretty much everybody you download because it came from your cell phone. So assuming you have phone numbers, right? And then you're going to have some emails and you won't have emails for other people. So finish every conversation with your sphere of influence and with your past clients with, hey, can I confirm this email for you, Kathy@gmail.com? Let me ask you another question, Kathy. Is it okay if I email you every once in a while? Right? And so now you can send them newsletters. Look, this is about staying in people's faces consistently as possible. So now you've got your sphere of influence, you've got your SOI, and then you have one more piece, everyone else. The everyone else category is simple. Hey, Sky, what's going on? David Kurz here, real estate agent. Remember me? We met the other day, blah, 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 blah. Yes, I remember you. Fantastic. Listen, Sky, I want to ask you a question. I got your name. I got your phone number. Is it okay if I get your email address so I could send you my weekly real estate newsletter? I promise I'm not going to spam you with a bunch of crap. I just want to be able to send this out to you. I'm growing my business and I want you to be a part of it. What? Notice what I said there. Hey, Sky, I'm growing my business. I want you to be a part of it, right? People feel inclusive with you now. They feel included in what you're doing. You're not just taking, you're telling them without you, there is no me. What? You ever looked at your spouse and said, I couldn't live without you, baby? That's what you're telling them, right? That's exactly what you're telling them. Okay. So now taking all these pieces together does a couple things for you. Number one, it helps you update all your contacts, emails, phone numbers, everything you can imagine, addresses, right? Another last piece that you could even ask, hey, do you own? Oh, I own it. Would you like to receive quarterly? You get the value of your house based on what my system looks at. Yeah, man, that'd be cool. What homeowner doesn't want to know how much their home is worth? Especially if they're coming from your past clients or sphere of influence. Past clients, you should have their addresses, you put them in there, right? But your sphere of influence, you might not have everybody's address. And so you put them in there. No, I'm renting right now. Really? You're renting? Kurt, why are you renting, man? Why aren't you buying? Oh, I don't really think I'm ready. What makes you think you're not ready? I don't think I have a credit score for it yet. What was your credit score? I won't judge you. It's only 600. Dude, I got like 4 loan programs for anybody over 580. What? This is the conversations that you're having. Why? Because people just don't know. And they don't know and they don't do the research. They assume. They assume I have debt, but I have a 600 credit score. So they make this assumption that they can't buy a house because they assume you have to have a 740 and above credit score, and you have to have a shit ton of money saved in the bank, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Man, VA loans, 0% down, hometown hero loans in Florida, down payment assistance. Like, people are doing amazing things with very little money out of pocket. Interest rates are too high. If they go up higher, would you buy then? Well, no, I'm not going to buy then, because if they're too high now, why would I buy when they're higher? So you should probably buy now, or it's going to be a really long time before you can buy again. Oh, yeah, well, what happens if the interest rates go down? I'm going to miss out. No, you refinance. You refinance into the new interest rate. It's a win-win situation. You can close right now at 8%, and if interest rates go down to 4, you refinance. If it makes financial sense to you. But if they go up to 12, guess what? You got an 8. Win, right? This is about really helping people understand, helping people understand, but more than that, more than anything in the world, guys, this is you updating that spreadsheet. And by updating that spreadsheet, what are you doing? You're having more conversations, more conversations. Michael, type this in the chat box for me. Conversations plus relationship equals a sale. Conversations plus relationship equals sales. Conversations plus relationships equal sales. Everybody copy and paste that and put that shit somewhere. Conversations plus relationship equals sales. This is you going to everyone that you know, that you've connected with at some point or another, that you have in your phone, and asking them for business. Guys, I promise you, man, I promise you, there is so much gold in your cell phone, so much gold that you can create business like that. Like next week, you can have business. Look, I'm gonna give you a little case study. The last person that took this seriously and did it with me, and they took it seriously from the beginning. I'm gonna tell you the whole story so you can understand and not make the same mistake. The last person that did this with me, one-on-one coached with me, in the first week of doing the calls, they had 3 listing appointments, 4 buyers going through week 1. Week 1 plus 4, that's 7. Type yes in the checkbox if you can use 7 more deals this month. If you can use 7 more deals this month, type yes in the chat box. Of course we can. Any single one of us can. I don't care how many deals you have in the books right now. You can have 772 deals in the books right now. Okay? This is going to give you 779. 7 more deals. Now, is that average? I don't know. All I know is that something will come out of this for you, whether it's 1 deal, 2 deals, 3 deals, 4 deals, 10 deals, and I want to hear the story. I want to hear from you how many deals you pulled from this. I want you to go into the Facebook group and go, hey, by the way, last week I was at David's class. This is what he said to do, and I got following results. Because a bunch of you said yes, that you're going to do this, so I want to see it happen. Somebody says, hey, listen, I thought about buying, but so forth and so on, because stage 2 of the entire sales process is qualifying lead, right? So you speak to them on the phone. Well, let me ask you a question. Have you ever spoken to a mortgage lender? No. Believe it or not, most people haven't. They want to, but they're afraid to. They're embarrassed to. They don't know enough to do it. They don't know the right lender. They don't know who to call. They've heard horror stories. They're watching CNN at night, right? And it's just killing them. It's killing the whole home ownership vibe. So fix that. Why don't we do this? Why don't we do this? Carlos, I'm going to connect you with my lender. My lender's amazing. And she's going to help you get pre-qualified. And if she can't get you qualified now, here's what she's going to do. She's going to give you the exact step-by-step method to get you qualified so that you can buy a house. So if it's not now, it will be later, because you're going to get the proper mentoring into this. Can I do that for you? Carlos is going to say yes. And what am I going to do? The same thing I teach everybody else to do. Put a text together, warm introduction. Hi, lender, this is buyer. Buyer's very interested in getting a mortgage, has never spoken to a lender before, doesn't really understand the process, and I would really love for you to go through the process with them. Now, if you've got a good lender, lender replies back and goes, hey, buyer, very nice to meet you. I'm super excited to talk to you. When is a good time for me to call you? I'm available at 3 o'clock today. Are you? Buyer says yes. Lender and buyer speak. Lender calls you and goes, this is going to be a cakewalk. We got them. We got them. I spoke to them. They got a great credit score. They have W-2 jobs. They have very little debt, right? We can totally get them approved. Applications out. A couple of days later, you call buyer. Hey, buyer, I know applications out. Were you able to connect with the lender and get them everything they need? Because a lot of realtors walk away and let the lender take control. Don't do that. A couple of days later, call. Hey, did you get them everything they need? Is there anything I can help with? Yeah, I got them everything they need. They send me a pre-approval. You should be getting the email today too. Oh, that's great. Call the lender. Lender, how much they pre-approved for? $650,000. Awesome. Hey, buyer, when do you want to go see properties? Because stage 3 in the entire process is property tours. Hey, buyer, when do you want to go see properties? Saturday. Fantastic. Now, I have a limit on how many homes I show to a single buyer in a single day. What do you think that limit is? Type your guess in the chat box. Some of you gonna cheat because some of you coach with me weekly. Oh, these are really great guesses. Really great guesses. That's amazing. All right, so my answer is 4. That's my limit. I don't show more than 4 houses. Why would you show more than 4 houses? By the time you get to house number 6, they don't remember what 1 and 2 look like. You're confusing them. And if you did your job well during property tours, you chose houses that they actually want to see. Because key number 1 is to listen more than you speak, right? So when you go through that buyer's consultation with them and you're talking about what properties they want to see, they're giving you their wants, needs, and desires. And you're going to show them houses that fulfill all of their needs and potentially most of their wants and fulfill some of their desires. You're not going to show them houses that give them desire, but not the needs and et cetera. You know, the needs are the most important. I need, okay? And on top of the needs, this is what I really like. I need a big kitchen because I entertain a big family in my kitchen. And it has to be open. That's a need. You can't take them to a house with a closed-in kitchen. It's a waste of time. Now, on these property tours, I show 4 homes, and I try to write a contract on day 1. Some of you guys are like, all right, well, what did you think about today? Oh, today was great. All right, well, when's the next day you're available? We could go look at a few more houses. No, man, you showed them 4 houses. All these 4 houses starting to look the same because you did your job well, and you attached all their needs, wants, and desires to the home. And I live in South Florida. If you're in a certain price range, all the houses look exactly the same. Right? They're all cookie cutter. Okay. So what am I doing with them? I take them to see the homes. Kurt says price point and inventory determine that. You're right. 100%. 100%. So I take right on that first date and I look at them and I go, out of these 4 homes, which of these homes is that absolutely not going to happen? And they're going to go, you know what? Home number 3, the third home that we saw, not really interested in that house because I didn't like the way the side of the house is too attached to the fence. I didn't feel like I could get a garbage can through there. I didn't like that at all. By the way, I'm making shit up from things that I've heard over 18 years, right? And then, so I'm like, okay, great. I take house number 3 and I take the piece of paper that I printed out with information on the house and I crumble it up and I put it aside. Psychologically, I've removed that house from the entire process. It is no longer available. I've destroyed it. The hand of God has come down, picked up the house and took it to heaven. It's no longer available. And so now they've got 3 other options. So I go from these 3 options. What's your like? God, I love it, man. This is the perfect house. Oh, the first one. Great. House 1. And if this house were not to work out and we couldn't negotiate a good deal on this, what would be your backup? Oh, house number 4. Fantastic. That's house number 2. Then I take house number 3, the one that we didn't talk about at all, and I crumble that paper up too. They never brought it up. They mustn't be that interested. Then I go, this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to go home, do research on house number 1, the one that you absolutely love, the one that is just the go-to house. I'm going to do some research on it, make sure the pricing's perfect, figure out what type of offer we can make. I'm going to call the agent, see if I can dig in, get some information. And I'm going to write up an offer and send it to you to review and sign. Did I ask them if they would like to place an offer on the house? Why do we ask that question? What the hell are they doing? They're looking at houses, plate offers. They're not looking at houses for Sunday tours with their favorite person, realtor, right? They're there to put offers out. So why are we asking if they want to place an offer on the one that they looked at you and said, this is the house? Of course they want to place an offer. So I say, I'm gonna go do the research. I'm gonna write up the perfect offer for you. I'm gonna send it out to you. And I want you to review it and sign it. And I'm gonna call you so we can go over it. 90% of the time they sign it, they're like excited, they're ready to go. 90% of the time, 10% of the time they go, oh, man, Andrea, I don't know. Stage fright, right? Can we just go see 2 more houses? I promise I won't be a burden, a burden on you. Sure, why not? Let's go. Right? So now, I love that tactic because psychologically, you're taking the homes away from them, and psychologically, you're letting them know, I have your best interest at heart. I'm not going to put you in a shit box. This is the house that you want. Let's try to get it. Let me go determine what the best offer is going to be, and then I'll explain to you why I came up with this offer and why I wrote it the way I wrote it, so that you know and understand, so that when you sign it and we submit it, you know exactly where we're at. Next piece is communication throughout the property process. I'm a big advocate of WhatsApp. And so I go to WhatsApp and I create a group. And in that group is me, the lender, and any responsible parties for the buyer. If there's 2 people buying, 3 people buying, 4 people buying, they're all in this WhatsApp group. And every conversation goes through that WhatsApp group. Everything. So that everyone's on the same page. Hey guys, just send you an email offer signature with the updated price point, so forth, so on, blah, blah, blah. Please let me know when you guys can take care of that. Right? Everything goes through there. Hey guys, we're scheduled inspection for, February 23rd at 11:42 a.m. Let me know if that's a good day for you. Fantastic. See you guys there. Who's going to be showing up? Right? I want everybody to know, so that one party doesn't say, oh, I didn't know, I wanted to be there too. Transparency and communication, that's the way we're doing this. 100%, right? One of the other things that and this will be my last thing, there are other steps obviously in the process. After you qualify your leads, you got the property search, then the tours, then you go into offers and negotiations. You're going to present the best offer possible. Negotiations is a whole nother class that we can dig into. Obviously, you got your due diligence periods, but then you got a closing, right? A closing happens. There's the 2 most important parts of the closing. My opinion, this is where I said, Andrea says, why WhatsApp? Because of the different types of phones, and some people, especially in South Florida, some people might live in another country. WhatsApp really works out really well. And so sometimes when you've got Apple and Android too, and you try to do group messaging, the messages end up going out separately and people are not in the same loop, right? And so because of all those glitches between the different types of phones out there, the Windows phone, the Android phone, the iPhone, WhatsApp is a really centralized, and it's the most popular app out there. Okay. So closing table, this is where I said, yep, Kurt says Signal is encrypted on both ends as well, so the conversations are more secure. And and then, all right, that's political. We're not gonna go political. Go ahead and go. But we got an opportunity at the closing table to finalize this deal. This is where you may or may not like what I'm about to say. I do not attend any of my closings. If you're not my mother or my best friend or my brother or my sister or my child, I am not going to your closing. Why do you think that is? When shit hits the fan at the closing table for any reason, who made the most money? The realtor, the lender, or the title company? Who made the most money? Type it in the chat box. Terry says lender. No, man, it's the realtor. Right? And so what happens when the client needs an extra $2,000 for the closing? Who do they look at right away? You're sitting at the closing table, you brought champagne and cheese and bagels and a cupcakes and a cake with their face on it, and you did all this great stuff. What are they going to do? They're going to look at you and they're going to say, how are we going to fix this? And what are you going to say? Dang it. All right, just reduce it from my commission, guys. But if you're not there, guess what? They'll figure it out. I've never had a deal fall apart because somebody couldn't come up with an extra couple $1,000. My title company, by the way, super trained. Call David and see if he's available. Dave's not picking up the phone. I don't pick up my phone during closings. Once you're at the closing table, that's you and the title company and the attorney. I did my job. I got you there. Some of you may agree with me. Some of you will not. That's okay. You keep doing what you do. This is what I do. I learned valuable lessons over this period of time that I've been a realtor. This works for me. When it's all over and the attitudes and the heat of the body is calmed down, a couple hours later, call them up and you say, hey, congratulations. I heard you guys had a little bit of a hiccup, but you figured it out. Yeah, we did, Dave. We did. It was very stressful, but we got it done. Well, congratulations on your home. I'm so excited to have been a part of this with you. When are you guys passing by the house? Actually, we're on our way right now. You know what? I'll meet you there. And that's where you take the champagne. And if you want to wait a little bit longer, you ask them, when's the moving truck showing up to the house? And they say, this Saturday, we're moving into the house. Fantastic. Is it okay if I come by and see you guys while you're moving in? It's going to be crazy. That's okay. I would love for you to come by while I'm moving and bring me some champagne. Okay. Bring them food, right? Go to the Cuban spot down the street, get some rice and some beef and some chicken, some croqueticas and some coffee and stuff like that. Take it over to them because you know as well as I do, when you're in the heat of moving houses, you don't stop to eat, you don't think, you don't do nothing. You're just hard, like you're going. Feed the family. You just made 9, 10, 15, 20, $30,000 on a deal. Go spend $50 on food and bring it over to the house. That would be the most meaningful thing you can do. Everybody's trying to buy cutting boards and shit. One more thing they got to figure out how to put away. Feed the family. Do something nice for them, right? Give them a voucher for the first grass cutting. Promote somebody you know. You got a friend or a business partner that does yards? Tell them, listen, I need vouchers for one free cut every time I close a house. Give them a voucher. Say, hey, look, these are my people. You got a voucher right here. They're going to cut your grass for free. If you like them, keep using them. If you don't, that's okay too. Think about all the different things you could do. But all of this is post-closing. Now, what is the most important thing that you do post-closing? Anybody know? Type it in the chat box. This will be the last thing we talk about. Most important thing that you do post-closing. Forget the gift. Forget everything else. It's the most important thing you do post-closing. Review the CD. That's right. That's before closing, though. Post-closing. Post-closing. After the closing. Walkthrough, okay, not most important. Walkthrough should have been before. Yes, Diane hit nail on head. Who do you know that I can help? You just help somebody buy a house. They're enthralled. Euphoria is up. They're super excited. Hey, who do you know? Right? And I'm just picking names here like Matt. Matt, so glad I was able to get you into this house. I hope that you're very happy. If you had to rate my service from 1 to 10, what would it be? Oh, Dave, you're a 10. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. By the way, I'm going to hold you up to that. I'm going to send you a link to my Google. I would love if you rate me a 10, right? Give me a 5 out of 5 stars. But more importantly than that, who can I help that you know that could be potentially looking to buy or sell a house? If they don't know it, and listen, by the way, when you ask that question, it goes like this. Who can I help that is looking to purchase or buy a house? You notice I ain't saying nothing else, right? That is called the uncomfortable close. It's when you're closing somebody by putting them in a little bit of an uncomfortable situation. If you say something, you clear the uncomfortable. So if you say, who do you know that I could help buy or sell a house? And it's okay if you don't know right now, you can let me know later. We can talk about it next week. I'll give you a call. As soon as you say that, you killed it. If you just shut up, they will give you a name. It's the craziest thing. Because the entire time that they were buying a house, there were like 50 people that told them, oh my God, I've been really thinking about buying a house. And at the time, they didn't think about sending you that referral because they were so into what was happening in their lives, sending updated bank statements to the lender and worried about if the seller is going to fix XYZ and so forth and so on. But afterwards, amazing opportunity. What about putting together a nice little list of contractors and people that you know and giving that to them and saying, hey, listen, you've moved into the house. We did the inspection. We did all kinds of stuff, but you never know until you live in a house what little things might be out there. So here's a list of people that you can reach out to that would be helping you out. Just let them know I referred you and they'll take good care of you. Obviously, these are people you vetted. It's not like you went to Google and just threw some names together, right? These are people you know. Good AC guy, good plumber, you know what I mean? Good roofer, cleaning crews, all that stuff. That's another great gift, by the way. Hey, when you get all your furniture in here and everything's settled, here's a voucher for a free cleaning. It's on me. You're gonna get two ladies that are gonna come in here and clean this whole place out. Guys gonna pressure wash the outside. It's gonna be great. That's a blessing, guys. You guys know how hard it is to move. Everyone here has moved at least once. You know how hard it is. How can you help them ease the pain and make them want to give you a really great Google review and just names? Like here are names. Just call these people. Now, I wanted to go through this with you guys, man, because next week, I really want to know how this worked out for you. I really want to know how this worked out for you. This recording is going to be in YouTube. We went live on Facebook. If it worked, great. I don't know if it worked or not. We'll see. But guys, I promise you, the opportunity for you to have more business in your pipeline immediately is in your phone. So attack it, go with it. Guys, I hope you enjoyed today's session. I got to run. I'm like 7 minutes to a presentation that's like a few minutes away down the street, but super excited to have been here with you guys. If you need anything, you know how to reach out to me or type it in the group inside of Facebook, and we'll always come in and address as much as we can. Stay involved in there. If you got questions about anything, just drop it in there and let me know how we can help out. All right, guys, take care. Have a great day and have a wonderful weekend, guys.